That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
There was another clap of thunder, followed immediately by forked lightning. This was getting more and more dangerous. Harry needed to get the snitch quickly. He turned, intending to head back towards the middle of the pitch, but at that moment, another flash of lightning illuminated the stands, and Harry saw something that distracted him completely. The silhouette of an enormous, shaggy black dog, clearly imprinted against the sky, motionless in the topmost empty row of seats. What's up, potheads? Welcome to the restricted section, in which a bunch of nerds with potty mouths reread the Harry Potter series for the umpteenth time and discuss how the story and its themes have stayed with a generation into adulthood. Thank you for listening. If you haven't done the reading, don't worry, we did it for you. Here's what we are talking about today. Chapter 9, Grim Defeat. Part 2, Defeated by Dementors, and also defeated by Hufflepuff. In this section, Harry and the rest of the Quidditch team play against Hufflepuff, and it really just doesn't go well. That's kind of all you need to know. Welcome to the restricted section. It's me, your host, Christina. I really tried to write like a clever intro to this episode, but it's kind of just depressing, and it felt disrespectful to Harry when he's having a hard time. So I'm being deadly serious. Here's the restricted section, and this week we're talking about the part 2 of Grim Defeat, chapter 9, in The Prisoner of Azkaban. So if you haven't listened to part 1 of that one, you should go back and listen to that one. Andrew, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Last night I got to experience a true cultural phenomenon that will go down in the annals of history as one of the greatest online events. So it was a good night.
I'm so glad. He's talking about Blackpink.
Yeah.
Show.
The show. Okay. The show. I mean,
a live stream.
It's the only one you need to know of. The show.
The show. It's the only one you need to know. Grace, what about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We got some snow today, so it's very pretty outside.
Yeah, it's probably good that you mentioned that up top, because I have like a busy street right outside the window of my office, and sometimes you can hear motorcycles and stuff going past. There was that one time we were talking about Hagrid's motorcycle, and then a motorcycle went past really dramatically, and it was like the best timing. But so people have been like slushing by my window today, so you might get some ambient, disgusting Virginia slurry.
Yeah, I'm currently hearing someone like shoveling the sidewalk outside, so love it. That's cool.
Some ambient snow music.
Yeah.
Do y'all ever get that entitlement where you're like, oh, way to go, shoveling outside of my window? Like, why are you doing this right now at a perfectly reasonable hour of the day? Gosh!
How dare you?
I just think that, like, shoveling is kind of silly, because it's all going to melt away by the end of the day anyway.
I know. It's like, I think, raining right now anyway, so.
It is raining. I took a walk earlier today, and it was raining ice. Like, it was like, sharp rain.
As they call it, I hated
sleet. It was, is that what that is?
Yeah.
I think I thought that sleet was half snow, half rain.
There is freezing rain.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely freezing rain. It reminded me of an Avatar when Katara stops the rain and then she turns it into ice daggers.
Damn. So cool.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Speaking of badasses.
I'm really excited that our special guest today is friend of the podcast, Mots. Hello!
Hi!
We're so glad you're here!
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for letting me come on.
Of course. Well, we talk nerd shit in Harry Potter with you kind of all day long anyway, so figured might as well get it formal, get it on the podcast, let other people hear your voice. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your Harry Potter history? Like, how did you get into the books? How did you get into the movies?
Yeah, so, I don't really remember how I got into the movies. I think it just happened kind of. The movie, like, someone put on Sorcerer's Stone or Chamber of Secrets probably, and I was just in the room. Mm-hmm. But for the books, I started reading when I was 9. It was 2008, so all the books had come out at that point. And like any sensible human being, I started on the 5th book.
What?
So,
oh my god, I can't imagine starting on the 5th book.
And in the middle of the 5th book, or I think in the middle of like chapter 7, I decided to take a break because, well, Order of the Phoenix is it's It's tough.
It's emotionally taxing.
Yeah.
Angsty Harry is not easy at all.
So, while I was taking a break from reading book 5, I listened to all of the audiobooks.
Nice.
So
you really went in order.
oh, totally. And of course, it did not go in order with the audiobooks either, at all. I think I started on book 2 for the audiobooks. And
why not?
right. And finished on book 7. Only problem is, book 7, the audiobook, had a track missing, and it wasn't chapter, it was the second half of chapter 4, Battle of the Seven Potters, and through to the second half of chapter 5.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a fucking pain in the ass.
Oh my god.
So basically, and after I finished the 7th audiobook, I decided to finally read the books. So I read finished book 5, and then I needed to know what happened in the part that I didn't get to listen to, so I read book 7, and then I'd already read the longest and the second longest, so the books I read in the order of longest to shortest.
Oh my god.
Mats, have you ever read Wayside School, that series?
Sideways Stories from Wayside School?
That's the one. They have the kid in the class that counts wrong, but always gets to the right number at the end.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's all that I'm thinking is Mats, how do you get to 7? Well, 5, 1, 3, 2, what?
And then I ended at 7.
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect.
Got there in the end.
Yes.
And all was well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's the epilogue.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Is there?
We're gonna talk about that someday.
There?
We're gonna talk about it. Catch us in 4 years talking about that epilogue. So Mats, what Hogwarts house are you?
I am a Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
I think I've taken the sorting quiz 5 times, and I've gotten a Hufflepuff 4 and Ravenclaw 1. So.
Oh, that's a good balance.
Yeah, I like it.
I hope everyone has at least a little bit of Ravenclaw in them, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dumb as a troll, Gregory Boyle. Yeah.
Oh my god, do you remember that in one of the books they explain, the grading system, and it's the worst grade is T for troll?
Yeah.
D for dreadful, P for poor.
Yeah, so
What
silly.
could possibly be worse than dreadful? T. Troll.
Yeah, I was like, why are we taking this weird aside right now into your grading system? I just figured that the teachers are you're cool, 100%, because that's just how Hogwarts seems to be.
Yeah.
I don't like you very much. You get a 70%. So before we get into this chapter, Grim Defeat, it's kind of short and it's a little depressing. So I was hoping we could start out on a more fun note. Recently, Mats, you've brought me your Hagrid theory, which I love. And I was wondering if we could chat about it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to describe it well enough, at least not off the top of my head. So if you read it, then that would be great.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but okay. Well, first of all, this document is labeled, "Oh, Hagrid, you beautiful bastard."
Okay.
I'm in already. Let me tell me what I'm about to support with all of my heart.
Rubius Hagrid is a competent wizard, and Dumbledore trained him.
Okay.
Mott sent me this theory. I'm gonna paraphrase from it because it was a very, very well researched and written out theory. And I as I read this, I was like, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so basically, when Hagrid got in trouble, and they were like, "You're expelled. Break your sword." Dumbledore was break your sword.
I think Hagrid was doing it wrong.
The sword that was reforged, and I am now King of Gondor. Wow. Wand. When his wand was broken, basically Dumbledore took it upon himself to train Hagrid in magic, in good magic. Mm-hmm. And we see Hagrid do kind of advanced magic in this series without really realizing it. Okay. Actual proof. Okay. See, this is a Ravenclaw in Yamat's. I got to the actual proof section. Okay, Hagrid performed some fairly advanced magic over the course of 7 books. In The Half-Blood Prince, the Death Eaters set Hagrid's hut on fire, and then Hagrid uses Aguamenti to put out his spell, which is a new level spell not taught to students until 6th year. Mm-hmm. In Sorcerer's Stone, he does a lot of shit in Sorcerer's Stone. These are not Motz's words, just like, he does a lot of shit.
In the words of the professor known as Motz, he does a lot of shit.
He does a lot of shit. Well, first of all, he gets to the island, and he may or may not follow, like the Dursleys, the freaking cabin in the sea island. He may or may not be following them around, and then he starts a fire, and then he kind of halfway turns Dudley into a pig, which is human transfiguration. And honestly, it's like, oh, he meant to turn him into a whole pig and he only did the tail. Or was he pulling his punches because this was a muggle child?
Right.
Yeah.
And then he also does nonverbal magic, which is a 6-year lesson. Basically, Dumbledore trained Hagrid to be a badass wizard, and he just keeps it on the DL so people don't notice that he still has access to his wand, which is in his umbrella. I love it so much.
I'm digging it. I dig the theory. I like it a lot. Can we put that text up somewhere so that people could read the full...
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
So I would love to go over it and tell you how... I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But I would love to read it.
Well, reading the whole thing is way better than my paraphrasing, just to be very clear.
It's long. It's like 3 pages.
I love it. So yeah,
it is elaborate.
Listeners, after you get really depressed with us over this next hour's worth of content, go and make yourself happy by reading about how Hagrid is an awesome dude.
Yeah, maybe I'll slap it up on the website. Here's the final note from this document is that, okay, like, as a reminder that Dumbledore had the Elder Wand, which is capable of fixing other people's wands. So Dumbledore may have fixed Hagrid's wand completely, concealed it in the umbrella, and then privately taught him advanced magic and asked him to keep it on the DL. I like that a lot.
I think it's cool. I'm into it.
Yes, it just gives Hagrid more agency. And in Chamber of Secrets, it comes out that he was never guilty in the first place, and he's like, well, this is just my life now. I'm not going to try to go to night school or anything. But if he kind of already has magic, that would explain why he doesn't pursue anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his life doesn't change at all after that sort of discovery.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, one explanation for that is that he kind of already had everything he wanted anyway.
Well, I love it.
We also know that Dumbledore is huge on having people on his side that people underestimate and don't expect. So, for example, Mrs. Fig, having a squib who's on your side that can blend in with the Muggles perfectly. Having Hagrid that everyone will always lowest of expectations. Yeah, they're going to underestimate him every single time. Having him actually be a really competent dude on top of being a half giant.
Yeah.
And plus, I mean, we know that Hagrid reveres Dumbledore, so this would explain a lot of that too, just under the wing,
That's kind of what I was going to say, is that Dumbledore really likes working with people who owe him something / their lives.
I don't like that.
Wow, tap out. This was nice, Christina. Why you gotta ruin it?
Well, in this chapter, Grim Defeat, Dumbledore is a hero, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
And by a hero, I mean he doesn't let one of his students
he does
die
his job.
in what is a deadly sport. So the beginning of this chapter was really dramatic, and actually a lot of stuff happened in it that I kind of didn't even really remember until I reread it. In the beginning of this chapter, we got the whole Snape subbing in for Lupin while he's sick thing, and we got the fallout from Sirius Black trying to get into the dorm. And then we learned last minute, the freaking Gryffindor Quidditch team learned last minute that Slytherin tapped out of the first game of the season and tapped Hufflepuff in. And Gryffindor is like, wow, this is so unfair. And nobody said anything about how it's super unfair for the Hufflepuffs.
Okay, I'm sure you guys talked about this, but I just have to say, how is there not a second string? How do you not have people subbing in?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Substitutes, Quidditch substitutes, please.
Harry has so much pressure on him.
Yeah.
Because it's if I faint, everything is lost.
And it is.
And it is, yeah. Literally everything. Lost to the wind. So this picks up on the morning of the first Quidditch match of the season. Harry wakes up in the middle of the night and he's not sure why. And it's because Peeves is blowing cold air into his ear.
Oh, I love Peeves so much.
I didn't remember this at all, and I was like, that's very invasive. You're in his bedroom.
Yeah.
That's sexually inappropriate.
I know. When you guys were talking with Nav about Peeves, not being in the movie and stuff, I was just thinking about how creepy this is. And last chapter, he was talking to Dumbledore, between his legs and
yeah,
okay,
he
that's
was doing
weird.
the happy baby yoga pose, if anyone's familiar.
Yeah.
It's my favorite yoga pose.
It'd be weird to see a grown man doing that to another grown man. Whatever, it's fine. But definitely... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Brooke brought up that they were just going to cast a regular-ass dude to be Peeves. And, imagine that this is very inappropriate.
Yeah, so then you come into this chapter and it's blowing into a 13-year-old's ear. It's probably not great.
And, there is a... in one of the, Pottermore, digital release books, the author says that, there is an agreement between Peeves and Dumbledore that Peeves is not allowed to, invade the, classrooms during classes. Maybe add a slight, add to the agreement that maybe Peeves should not be allowed to, go into the, bedrooms.
Yes.
Of
privacy.
13-year-old students.
Listeners, you're not the fans that I know and love if you didn't get a mental image of Dumbledore pulling a Darth Vader and telling Peeves, "Pray that I don't alter the plan any further."
That's amazing.
I think that Dumbledore loves Peeves, and I think that he does
100%.
have some rules. But I also, I have rules for my cat, right? And, I think my cat's dedication to being a good boy and Peeves' dedication to being a good boy are, about the same. Where it's, generally, I'm this is all in good fun. And then every once in a while, they just, their eyes glaze over and they're a monster for, just a second.
There is one thing, though. I don't know why Peeves is always depicted as being an old man. Because isn't he supposed to be a poltergeist? Which is supposed to be the, spirit of a child that's not at rest?
Wait, I didn't know that a poltergeist was supposed to be a child ghost.
I didn't know that
That's
either.
why poltergeists almost never do anything, it's annoyances.
Is that why the poltergeist is a child?
It's never,
in the movie, The Poltergeist?
Yeah, they never, calls, death. It's just, freaking you out and, turning furniture upside down and opening cabinets and shit like that.
I am always learning stuff on this podcast.
I'm going to have to see Webster's about this.
Yeah, Webster's.
I could be wrong, but that's what I always remembered is that poltergeists were supposed to be, the spirit of children.
I mean, that would make me feel better.
So the Oxford and the Webster's definitions of the word poltergeist don't involve it being a child, but that doesn't mean, I think that's the kind of thing that would have probably more cultural context than a specific dictionary definition. Interesting. So that makes me feel a lot better if it's a 10-year-old boy ghost who's a Casper.
Yeah, because all of Pete's stuff too, I could be wrong here as well, but I never remember him doing anything, I don't think the idea of sexuality exists to Peeves. I don't think that anything that he does would be driven by that desire. It's just being absurd and when he's blowing in Harry's ear, it's not supposed to be a creepy thing. It's just
no,
what
for
the
sure.
fuck?
Completely.
You know
what can I do that will really startle this child?
This kid has to fly in a fucking monsoon in about a few hours. I know what I'll do. I'll wake him up by blowing in his ear. That's why I love Peeves. And then Peeves comes to the defense of fucking Hogwarts. He is just in a way, he's just a chaotic good dude because he's doing just bringing joy, whether or not you realize that it's joy, because he might be the one who's getting shat on. It's utilitarian joy.
I think he's chaotic neutral because I think he comes to Hogwarts aid mostly in his own self-preservation. Mm-hmm. But chaotic for sure. It would have been fun in the movies, we all know. Mm-hmm. So Harry wakes up, obviously, to Peeves blowing in his ear, and is wait, what the fuck? What did you do that for? And Peeves it says that he puffs out his cheeks and blew hard. I'm that to me in my brain, that's a raspberry sound.
Yeah.
He always be making raspberry sounds. Just in case somebody else calls it something different. I just wanted the nice sound effect. There's other words for that, right? Blowing raspberries and... There's other words.
I'm sure there are. I don't know any of them, but,
Oh, my mom used to call... Oh, that's more when you, against something, a zerbert.
Zerber, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that phrase before in my life.
Me neither.
My mommy gave me lots of zerberts when I was a baby.
Yeah,
okay.
me too. Not your mom, my mom. No,
I didn't know your mom. I still don't.
Wait a minute.
Honestly, I trust women so much, I would let any lady Zerbert my baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so Harry's like, fuck, I'm awake now, and he's full of anxiety, and it is aggressively thunderstorming, so he's just awake now. We've all been there.
Well,
Yes.
and I never know what I want to call it. I
Sound
always feel
it out.
weird saying that bitch. I don't like, but
You're doing it.
She did it
It's
to
fine.
herself.
she who must, well, yeah, okay, fine, yeah. That bitch, one of the things that she actually does incredibly well is describe the feeling that you get, like, before a sporting event. When you know you have something, like, big coming on,
Yeah.
you've got to perform well, people are going to be watching you specifically, like, that just latent dread. She perfectly described how I felt in high school when I would have a football game or a wrestling match or something like
Yeah,
that. Like, it's
I
a
agree.
very specific type of, like, mixture of fear and dread.
She does, like, write anxiety very well, and, like, not to be a bitch, but at this point in the books, Harry doesn't have that many personality traits, and one of them is for sure anxiety.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's an anxious boy.
Yeah, and I definitely I understand this, like, waking up in, like, an anxious sweat. Like, that happens to me whenever, like, something exciting's happening, like I'm going on vacation or there's a party or something. I wake up very hard, bright and early, and I'm just like, it's today!
Yep. I woke up at 3:30 this morning,
Oh my God.
Oh.
yeah.
Why? Just because?
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so
Wow.
sorry.
I think I managed to get a little bit of sleep, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Gonna have to take a little nap.
Take a little nap in the middle of this chapter.
I'd be a little worried to do it because last time I tried to take a nap, it was supposed to be 30 minutes and ended up being 14 hours. So
Andrew did the same kind of shit recently. Not a 14-hour,
No,
but like a
that's-
4-hour.
It was like a 4-hour, yeah.
Yikes.
oof.
I missed Hamilton.
Yeah, you missed Hamilton.
Did you wake up and like not know what year it was?
yes, 100%. It was like, and like I looked at my phone. It said like 4:30 or something like that. Okay, yeah, 4:30, 2-hour nap. That's fine. Wait a minute.
The next day.
I've made a terrible mistake.
Grace, you said wake up and not know what year it is. Have y'all ever had that thing where you wake up and for like, it feels like minutes, but in reality it's probably like 15 seconds and you don't know really where you are or what you're doing or like who, like almost like who you are. It's like your brain is like not caught up essentially.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
I think I know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
That doesn't happen to me, but I do get sleep paralysis, which I feel like is the same kind of thing about like your brain not being able to catch up.
That's so scary.
Yeah, sleep paralysis sounds terrifying. This one like sucks because you're like, what the hell? Like where? Oh,
You're like amnesia.
Kind of, yeah.
You have amnesia.
Hopefully this isn't going to be one of those things where like a listener writes in and is like, just so you know, this is a horrible medical condition called this and you should probably go see a doctor.
Oh
Oh no!
Good! Great!
I love
Good
it.
to know. Thank you.
Yeah!
Grace's brother, Dr. Will, listens to this, so he can
Yeah,
let us know
he'll
if
let us
that's a
know.
condition.
Special request.
Okay, so Harry's just like, fuck this, and he gets dressed and he goes down to the common room to like wait for the sun to rise. Just sitting there stewing in his anxiety, really letting it wash over him.
Yeah.
And as he leaves the dorm, Crookshanks is trying to sneak in, and he catches good reflexes, Harry, because it's hard to catch a slinking cat. You know what I mean? So he was ready.
Unfortunate reflexes, Harry, because this book would have been a lot quicker if Crookshanks had gotten up there and killed Peter Pettigrew. So, you know, yeah, he did his thing, but maybe it would have been better if he hadn't.
If Crookshanks had just killed Scabbers and that's that, like, yeah, that would be great. But Hermione and Ron's relationship would have been like irrevocably damaged.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the question. If an animagus dies while in an animal form, do they stay in that form? Or do they revert back?
I believe they revert back.
I would assume they would revert back.
Because I think there's in the very first chapter of Deathly Hallows. No, it's the second chapter of Half-Blood Prince, where Narcissa and Bellatrix are like walking toward
Snape's house?
Snape's house, and
Spinnerling.
I think it was Bellatrix who kills a fox, like just in case it's an Auror.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
I got chills.
I know. Oh my god.
We're so like all these problems are so silly compared to like those later books. You know what I mean?
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, because first of all, how amazing would that be? Like, drag Scabbers out, kills him on the floor. Ron wakes up with the body of Peter Pettigrew, a man he's never heard of before. Just there.
What the fuck, man?
Just on Crookshanks just sitting on top with a bloody mouth like, yes, I did this. This was me. Look what look what I've brought for you.
Cats do have that audacity.
It reminds me of this scene in Game of Thrones where, one of the direwolves, like, just bites and rips the fucking throat out of the cat's paw who, like, gets...
my god.
I actually
killed Brad.
Now I really wish we could have seen that version where Dumbledore, like, gets told there's a body in the Gryffindor common room, shows up and goes, that's fucking Peter like, the weight of the truth just crashes down.
Dumbledore needs a thinking chair. He gotta figure some shit out.
He, like, puts on Sonorous and, Sirius, where are you? I understand. I understand.
Like, there's a Marvel comic book series called What If?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where, like, it shows, like, I believe, I've never read it, but it's, like, alternate versions of events.
Yeah, it's like, what if these
if
major things didn't happen this way? They happened. Yeah. Like, what if Uncle Ben didn't die? Was one of the first
ones.
That's
so cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're actually making it into a Disney Plus show too.
What?
Yes.
That's so cool. What? That's like the coolest concept ever.
It's so cool. And, like, imagine if that happened with Harry Potter.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Wow.
There are
so many things could have been done differently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Somebody just tell Hagrid not to start with hippogriffs. Like, that's an advanced level.
How about someone tell Lily and James not to remove Sirius as their secret keeper?
Wait, this is going to be a bonus episode. We gotta pump the brakes. This is great content.
I have one more. Just fucking make Dumbledore your secret keeper. Okay, that's it.
Oh, and by the way, we did talk about this on the last one a little bit. That's why it came up. But Christina, one thing that we got wrong on that is that Dumbledore's actually the one who did the Fidelius charm. Because we were saying maybe it couldn't be Petunia because you had to be magical. Because I was arguing, I think Aunt Petunia is like the best choice to be your secret keeper. Because no one's going to suspect her, no one's going to know who she is, all that shit. Sure. But, like, we thought, well, maybe it's because of that. No, Dumbledore's the one who actually performs the charm.
But maybe you still have to be magic. Yeah, or maybe they're all just super racist against muggles. And they're like, wow, a muggle could never keep a secret.
What? Racist against muggles? Never in this series. Does that ever happen?
So, Harry, like, repeatedly stops Crookshanks from going upstairs, which, like... I don't know. Why today when Harry's monitoring?
I just feel like this dynamic between Crookshanks and Scabbers is increasingly becoming an episode of Tom and Jerry. And I love it.
I'm here for it.
Honestly, like, Scabbers is probably just, like, cowering on Ron's bed and with Crookshanks' paw just coming under the door, like, murder! I'm gonna get you!
Well, and it's crazy because Scabbers had, like, it's Peter Pettigrew. He has a human's intellect and reason and thought. And
kind of. He thinks I don't know if it's full force right now.
Well, he thinks it's just a cat, but it's actually what is it? Kneazle that
it's a Kneazle.
Yeah, that Crookshanks. So like much
he's
higher.
Kneazle.
He's being hunted. It's not just a normal cat. Like I'm gonna go get it. This is a plotting animal that is trying to demise you. Like
this cat has a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just thinking about my stupid precious cats. We got a freaking Roomba that came in the mail today, and they've just been like nervously watching it zoom around our house for like 5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Has Sean put LEDs on it yet?
Not yet, but you know that's coming.
I have one more thought about Crookshanks.
Yeah.
You know how in year 2, Hermione accidentally turns herself into a cat with the apologies potion?
How could I forget?
yeah, right. And then, like, when she, like, gets the opportunity to get her own pet, and she's like, yeah, I kind of would like an owl. But like, then why would you ever, like, after the, like, super fucking traumatizing experience in book 2, like, 6 months later, why would you fucking want a cat, Hermione?
She's like, I understand them now.
She's like, I understand them on a deeper level. You don't get it, Ron. Okay, you just don't get it.
Is Hermione like one step away from bringing up that they used to be praised as gods in Egypt?
Oh,
Because we all know that cat
right.
person who like is very well intentioned but takes it just a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Honestly, if anyone's clinging on to their former Egyptian god-level glory, it's the cats themselves. They're like, we used to be worshipped as gods, so what are you doing for me today?
I'm pretty sure Hermione brings it up in the movie, but yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron is like, cats as well as like dung beetles or something
yeah.
like that.
That's true.
It is funny that Hermione doesn't pick an owl, which is obviously the more practical choice.
Yes.
It's like there's this like thing where Hermione is like always right until she gets like emotional, and then she kind of like wiles out. And it's like one of my favorite things about her is that she lets her heart get in front of her head sometimes, and I think that's what makes her a Gryffindor.
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
Listen to your heart when it's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do.
Listen to that cat when it's calling for you.
When it's meowing for you.
And it doesn't matter how smart Hermione is. A 13-year-old who sees a pet in need jumping like into her arms, like she taking that pet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you chose me. The cat chooses the witch, Hermione. So finally Harry goes down to breakfast, and I think he's just slowly eating in his anxiety for like another 2 hours.
This is miserable.
I found something here that I've never actually thought about that I did not know when I did a little research. I had no idea what the hell porridge actually is.
Isn't it just oatmeal?
So it's similar to oatmeal. It's one of those like square rectangle things. All oatmeal is porridge, but not all porridge is oatmeal.
Is it just like a carby soup?
It's when you take
a
fibrous grain and boil it in milk. That is what porridge is.
Ew, I was about to ask if rice is porridge, but that would be really gross.
You never asked if you should. You only asked if you could.
if you boiled rice in like coconut milk and then made like a curry.
Is that kind of like
that
rice
actually
pudding?
sounds delicious. Yeah, I think that might be rice pudding.
Rice pudding.
Is rice pudding porridge then?
Wow.
This is a soup salad sandwich situation. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should go subscribe to our Patreon.
Rice pudding is a soup.
Yeah.
Everything is soup. Everything is soup.
Soup. It's definitely a soup. A soup. I think this is definitely its final form is soup. Somewhere in a parallel universe, that's a soup. Jello is just in a highly evolved form of soup that is broken through the fourth dimension. Ron's sexy freckled dick soup. I think I'm going to say something controversial here. I'm going to say soup. It's a sexy soup. Definitely a soup. You would only hear murderous voices as if it was a soup.
Okay, well, thanks for looking that up for us. A little cultural dive into British breakfast cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed it was oatmeal, and it seems like it is pretty much the same thing as oatmeal.
It could be oatmeal, but it's not. Could
be oatmeal.
Definitely oatmeal. We just know it's porridge. We don't know it's oat or not.
Wow, so intriguing.
This has been Porridge Cat Update. Keeping track of all the porridge sightings in the Harry Potter universe.
Oh, God.
I do like all the weird food. I mean, not weird, but just like silly British foods they eat in this.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I always think of Ron just double fisting the turkey legs in that one scene. He's just like,
I mean, to be fair, if I had the opportunity to like double fist turkey legs at any age, including my current age, I would do it. Like,
we need to get you to a Ren Fest.
I mean,
they have turkey legs at the Renaissance Fair.
Busch Gardens does too.
Yeah, in the Renaissance section.
They're in France, okay?
Yeah, there was a Renaissance there.
Actually, they're in the French Canadian. Whatever. Yeah.
Wow. All right, so speaking of porridge.
Grace just like, your eyes were just like, you went so off the rails. I've seen off the rails, but how did you get there? You were talking about porridge and ended up on Busch Gardens.
Oh, God.
Are you okay? And it was just like a 2-second eye motion that said that. It was amazing.
Incredible.
Our eyes are so emotive. So the whole team is all eating breakfast together. They're nervous as hell. It's not very good. Oliver Wood barely can't even talk or eat or anything. The whole school starts to make their way down to the Quidditch pitch, which is insane to me. I'm not going to that game, dude. I don't give a shit. I'll go to most Quidditch games, but I'm not going in the rain. That's a nightmare.
I have one note, or like one thing in my like notes here, and it's I love Oliver Wood all caps.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's so
adorable.
stressed right now.
Ah,
He's so adorable.
poor baby.
Do we think the stands are protected in some way
No.
against
No.
lightning?
No.
Like-
against lightning
Maybe
for
lightning.
sure.
It's
No.
fucking
Okay.
Hogwarts.
Should have let you
There's
finish.
Well, no, the rain, whatever. Like, because my thing is, I would go. I would totally. I've stood in horrible weather to watch football
Maybe
teams
in
I don't
August,
care about.
but not in
playing.
like October, November.
I'm talking January, baby. Go and
Oh,
you and 40,000 of your closest friends just huddled together. Oh God, now that
It
just
is
sounds
for
like
sure
Road of
sleeting
Madness.
if that's the case, which I learned today is frozen rain. Yeah, well, I was worried about lightning for the players because they're really
Yeah.
high up in the sky. They're like in the clouds. They're probably conducting electricity.
They're not grounded. I don't think they would. Like, I think
Wow, I don't know anything about
I
science.
could. We need Sean for this, and I could be wrong, but I
Sean.
think you'd be much more likely to hit the towers or to hit the trees than to hit
Right.
them.
That makes sense.
Maybe I'll get Sean to like record a statement.
Yes,
and I'll put
please.
it in right here.
Okay, perfect.
My opinion as a certified professional engineer in mechanical engineering is I don't know the answer to this.
Hi, Sean.
Technically, they're flying around on wood too. Oh, but Harry's wearing glasses. That would be an issue because that's
Why?
metal.
Yeah, but it's not that much metal. It's like nickel plated. Like it's not.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Neither do I. So let's move on. Ask Sean.
On this week's episode of Ask Sean,
How does lightning work in regards to
lightning?
flying broomsticks?
I've seen Sean rewire a lot of stuff, and he does talk about ground a lot. I know it's an important part of electricity
Yes.
is ground. Sometimes it's not the ground. I think it's almost never the ground. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Malfoy,
One
Crabbe,
thing-
and Goyle. Okay,
Oh,
go ahead.
yes. No, you go.
Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle are walking down to the Quidditch pitch, and they like turn to laugh at Harry, and I'm like, what is he even doing right now? Like, why are you laughing at him?
I know that. I had the thought as well while reading this.
Wait, but I love this because it says that they're sharing an umbrella. They're sharing an umbrella, and I just love it so much because I can picture Draco like complaining, like, Goyle, you're not covering me with the umbrella, man, and like it's getting wet, and it's just, I love
So
it.
you think Goyle's carrying the umbrella?
I think he's the tallest.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
Draco
completely
is
right.
definitely in the middle between them with the umbrella centered on him, but it is
Yes.
Goyle holding it.
Aw, Mom and Dad protect me.
Also, you would think between three of the oldest, wealthiest wizarding families, they could come up with more than one umbrella. Just saying.
Yeah, but they forgot to bring. Malfoy's the only one whose mummy packed it for him.
Well, and this is... I'll wait, because this brings up a much larger point.
So the team goes to change in the changing room. That's what you do in a changing room. You
Usually.
change. Oliver Wood cannot even muster a pep talk. He is so nervous. I love him so much.
quote, gulping noises.
Yeah. So my very first varsity football game, right? I'm a junior. I'm sitting in at my locker, and one of the seniors, who is a kid that I've wrestled with for years, I look up to him. I think he's like a brave dude who knows what he's doing. He's got his head on, and he's one of our captains. Trey walks up to me as though he's going to say something, and then immediately turns around and runs to the bathroom and throws up.
Oh god.
Oh, jeez.
And it was the most intense moment of my life up to that point.
Yikes.
Because here I am like, oh, thank God, he's going to come and bring me reassurance, bring me motivation.
Oh my god.
I'll never
I'm getting
forget
like,
that.
which I think it's Bill Russell, who like back when he played, he used to, like, before every game or before every playoff game, he would like throw up. Like Red Auerbach, the coach would like tell him to go throw up because
Oh
like
my god.
if he didn't, he would not let him play.
Yeah, he
Wow.
played like crap if he didn't throw up.
Yeah.
Well, it is
don't
true.
I
Like,
feel like there's something wrong with that.
well, no, it's because when you
Yeah.
throw up, you get a huge endorphin release, which makes you feel in adrenaline. So it makes you feel better because your body
Just like
wants to
terrible for
compensate.
your health, though.
Yeah, it's not good, but it's
Not
if your
good.
stomach is upset and feeling upset, if you get
Right.
the shit out, then you're gonna feel better, and it gets you, like I said, a little adrenaline, a little.
We do not endorse this
Yeah,
behavior.
we don't recommend barfing.
No, but better out than in.
Better out than in.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Alright, where are we? What's going? Okay, they go out onto the Quidditch pitch. It is raining like hell. I wrote that in all capitals. Like, it is raining like you have no fucking idea how much it's raining in this chapter. Like, it is raining. Like, it is raining cats and dogs. It is a torrential downpour. It's really coming down out there. What are some other euphemisms? Something about God pissing, I'm sure. Just like all of these clouds, so full of water, just raining.
Dumping rain.
Call Moses. We need a boat.
Well, and honestly, the clouds are probably really thick and really low, so, like, Harry probably goes and gets up into clouds.
Gets all up in them clouds.
Oh, do you remember in Avatar when Aang, like, bounces away and then he comes back and he's like,
turns out clouds are made of water.
Oh my gosh. So wholesome.
Harry, like, can't even hear what's happening because it's raining so loud. And I'm sure the Quidditch pitch is a disgusting slush pile. And he, like, can only tell what's happening because he can see what people are doing, kind of. So he, like, sees everyone getting together. He, like, barely hears Madame Hooch blow the whistle. He sees everyone, like, lift off. And so he's like, I guess I'm going. And, like, I walked, like, 1 mile today in, like, the rainy snow. And, like, I couldn't see anything like this. So he, like, immediately can't see. Mm-hmm. I was having, like, visceral when I was reading this. I was just like, oh my God, this is, like, the worst thing I can imagine. This is the worst thing.
He became a pottersicle.
Yeah, a pottersicle. A potsicle.
Potsicle.
I was going to say potsicle, but I didn't think it would work if I didn't say pottersicle first.
It's, because it's like a marijuana sickle.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which doesn't sound nearly as good.
I mean, it has its place.
Yeah, I think I meant the term marijuana sickle versus potsicle. Obviously, potsicle is way better. So Harry almost gets hit by a bludger twice because he can't see. He almost runs into fellow players twice without even being able to tell if they're on his team or the opposing team, which is insane to me because yellow versus burgundy, like, those are different colors.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit different. Well, isn't it scarlet?
I don't know. I guess they say scarlet robes.
See, because that's, like, even bigger of a difference. Like, scarlet versus gold.
Yeah.
My God. Unless you're also got a team of 49ers on the field, there's no excuse.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to see if they, like, say. So the Hufflepuffs are definitely wearing canary yellow. Love it. I'm wearing my Huff hat right now.
It's cute.
Represent. Did you give this to me, Grace?
I don't think so. I got you a different hat.
You should have just said yes.
So after the first lightning strike, Wood calls a timeout, which, I mean, same. I mean, I would be just out. I'd be out.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of the sky.
Out. Where's my towel? I'm
out
throwing
of this game, yeah. And Harry basically is like, I'm 100% not catching the snitch. Like, this is not happening. Just, like, so everyone's expectations
just
are
so
realistic.
we all know.
We're managing expectations at this point.
I'm going to state this as a fact, meaning that now it's the responsibility of the chasers to negate this. I've won us a lot of games. Not happening this time, y'all. Sorry. I need y'all to step up.
So then Hermione appears. She's probably been waiting there for them to call a timeout.
And I have issues. I have major issues with this.
Well, she does. So what he's talking about is Hermione does the impervious spell on Harry's glasses, which makes them impervious.
That's all.
If you look up the spell, as I did, the actual spell says that it makes something waterproof or water resistant, right?
Which glasses already are.
Already are. But even beyond that, if this is like, has no one ever thought of this? Has no one ever thought to put a charm that's meant to repel water on things that are meant to hold water out of your face on some level? Also, why don't they have goggles? We see them in the movies. Why are you wearing regular glasses, Harry?
Wait, but goggles wouldn't be better.
Yeah, it would be the same issue.
They would still have, I mean, they would keep water out of his eyes, but to me that's a non-issue because it's the vision thing.
Mm-hmm. Either way, though, every single player, whether you need glasses or not, should be wearing some form of protective eyewear.
Well, and how about every single piece of clothing that a wizard owns should have that charm on it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You should never be soaking wet if you're a wizard unless you're having a great day. I don't know.
Wait, but what about the drama?
Oh, great point.
There you go. You're right, because when you are soaking wet, you definitely add a flare drama to anything you say, really.
I'm thinking of when Aragorn comes back to Helm's Deep, dripping wet, tired as hell, and slams those doors open and is like, I'm here, and I'm ready to be your king.
I'm picturing a wet Severus Snape just throwing open the door.
He wouldn't throw it. Snape would just be holding his wand as the doors slam open. He's like,
Oh my god.
Snape and his curtain bangs.
There'll be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class.
I can't imagine it because Snape just be skulking, you know what I mean? Like, he never is just like...
just pulls the hair out of his eyes. I'm not having a good time.
Are you ever?
No.
Hermione does impervious on Harry's glasses, which is very frustrating. It's very frustrating at this time.
Yes.
But good job for doing it now.
I hope that once again Hermione then took this grand idea that no one's ever had before and started marketing a line of glasses made especially for her.
I think the second I learned this spell, I would go around to my friends and be like, I can fix her glasses right now forever.
Well, and we do know Hermione does like fixing glasses.
Yeah.
This is a trend of hers.
She
started off
what would Harry
fixing,
do without her?
Now she's improving. That's the way that you go.
I need a Hermione because Sean says that in an apocalypse situation, if my glasses break, he's leaving me to die because I am so useless without my glasses. So everyone kind of needs a Hermione.
Wow. He's not taking any responsibility for you at all.
He's doing what Harry's doing. He's like, listen, in that situation, that's on you.
I'm pretty capable, but I'm also clumsy and stupid. And I think in a genuine apocalypse situation, Sean would have a very hard time.
All of us would. We're all pampered as hell, okay?
No, I think he would have a very hard time. I think he'd be like, I need to leave her. Like, the only way I can survive.
Also, to answer a question from before, the reason that I think goggles would be a little important for a Quidditch player versus glasses is because what's about to happen to Harry. Like, you don't want glass fragments if you fall off your broom.
Oh, yeah, true.
Glasses are made out of glass. They don't break. Just saying. Like, they are not made out of actual glass.
I don't wear glasses, so I don't know.
No, that's why I'm telling you. Ever since I was a kid, and I'm 30 now, I'm 29 now, I have had, like, they have, like, different lenses. You can get, like, glass lenses, but, like, no one really should because they make plastic ones for babies, but the grown-ups can have them, too. They were invented for children, but I always get the super indestructible glasses that you can, like, chuck at a brick wall, and they're, like, kind of fine.
It sounds like what I would need just from clumsiness. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I'm very hard on my things.
I was thinking, why would you... And there's bludgers. There are literally, like, things that are meant to try and hit you in the face. Doesn't seem like... But like I said, I do not wear glasses, so thank you for enlightening me.
Yeah, I don't think that getting smashed in the face while wearing glasses or goggles, like, I think they both would be equally painful and annoying. Sometimes I hurt myself, like I bonk my face and it does press my glasses like deeply into my face and it's like the most offensive thing. It's like, get out of my face.
I'd rather just not be punched in the face.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, you're right.
I find
you're
my
completely
days
right.
that I don't get punched in the face are significantly better on average than the days where I do get punched in the face. Now, this could be statistical anomalies, but I think there's a trend. Call me crazy.
Wow. I just keep thinking that later in this book, Hermione slaps Draco, and I'm just so excited.
I'm there for it. I'm so there for it.
I don't know what chapter it happens in, so it's going to come up organically. Yeah. I'm just really stoked. So they resume play. Harry can see now. That's really good. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't he have contacts since he's an athlete? That's not technology.
Way, though, I just really, if you're flying through the air and like water is hitting you in the eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah.
For anyone. Like, everyone should have something.
Yeah. Yeah.
If nothing else, just for bugs.
Yeah, that's true too.
Wow. Yeah, so because of the spell on his glasses, Harry can finally see, aka he can see a big black dog watching him from the stands.
Which,
honestly,
bold move.
it's so cute.
It's
like,
adorable
Sirius?
and a bold move.
It's
the
adorable.
audacity.
Yeah, it's amazing that Sirius is already that like protective and loving still over Harry, and is like, I'm gonna go fucking see him.
He's
But
like, is he as good as James?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need to
he's
see.
like, I gotta see.
But it's crazy. Like, well, first of all, Lupin knows. Lupin obviously knows his animagus form. Like, it blows my mind. It just blows my mind, the ridiculous risks that he's taking.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think he's really just relying on like no one knows I'm a dog.
But like, people
Lupin
do
knows.
know he's a dog.
I think it's just Lupin though, and he's like, my boy's got me. He would have spoken by now. I probably would think the same thing if he hasn't tattled by now. Why would he do it now?
Also, full moon.
Full moon. Wow, great
That's
point.
a good
It is
call.
a full
Yeah.
moon, and Lupin is definitely indisposed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
That makes
yep.
a lot more sense now.
Convenience! Plot convenience everywhere!
Well spotted. I use that all the time, and it's from the Goblet of Fire movie where Ron's like, Hermione, oh shit, you're a girl. And she's like, well spotted. But that's one of those that's so subtle people don't know it's a Harry Potter reference, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So Harry's kind of like shaken. His nerves are frayed. He is kind of shaken from seeing the dog in lightning, right? And then like when he looks back, it's gone.
Right.
So next, Harry and Cedric Diggory, who we haven't mentioned, but he's here and he's the tall one and he's really handsome and he's kind of quiet and
He's also somehow a fifth year who is playing Quidditch for the first time, but is also the captain.
Yeah, he's also the captain.
It's
I
a
thought that was
weird
weird
thing,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not
Weird.
saying it couldn't happen, but we didn't hear the previous Hufflepuff Seeker being like a powerhouse.
Do we know it's his first year?
Harry would have played against him 2 more times. Like,
It does say like Oliver Wood had to point him out to
Yeah.
Harry in the hall. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe he's just really good at Quidditch and he like didn't really want to play the first couple years and they were like really trying to get him on the team or something. Maybe Amos Diggory has connections. Like Malfoy does.
I was gonna say,
Maybe he bought his way onto the team.
I mean, Amos Diggory seems like the kind of guy, though.
Yes, that's true.
yeah, he got on the team with talent. He bought him the captain.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I feel like Cedric Diggory is such like an annoyingly good guy. I feel like the previous captain graduated and no one really was feeling right for the role and he was like, gang, if we need a captain, I'll be your captain, you know?
Yeah, and also I don't see Madam Sprout being one to like sell off positions like that. That'll work.
No.
That'll work with Snape. That's not going to work with Pomona. You're not going to go to her and be like, "I'll give you 1,000 galleons to make my son captain." She'll be like, "Fuck off."
Maybe some really dope magic weed though.
Now you're talking.
Are you telling me that she can't grow that already on her own?
She's always down to try new stuff from around the world, you know? I love her. Okay, so the snitch. Wait, I see it. The snitch. Harry and Cedric are both going for it.
You go, dude.
Yeah, they're zoom in, and then Harry looks down, and there's at least 100 Dementors on the Quidditch pitch. That's scary. That's a lot of Dementors.
I've never thought of Dementors as moving exceptionally quick.
I know. I was thinking that too.
How do you only notice when they get to the point that over 100 are, if you're doing a dive, 100? I don't know. It seems weird that he would only notice now.
In the movie, for sure, we only see them kind of like slow drifting, but imagine if they could go fast though, and they
That's
just like
terrifying.
That's
so
terrifying.
scary.
Like you look and it's like 30 feet away, and then when you look back, it's like the same sound that it makes when it's moving slowly, like that like whoosh sound, and it's like in your face.
No, because now you're turning Dementors into weeping angels, and I will not have that. Because
Yeah, like the weeping angels from Doctor Who.
No,
yes,
we don't talk about
But
the
like
weeping
they
angels.
will also come at you when your eyes are open. They'll just come at you.
Yeah, a nonstop force. Ugh.
Wow.
In the movie, though, they come from above, like they're flying down.
Oh yeah, they're just
whereas-
like having a good old time in the rain.
Yeah, whereas here it says they're standing, so they're obviously on the ground.
Wait, the word standing is really weird for Dementors.
Yeah, I was like, do they stand? I kind of thought it was more of a glide situation.
Yeah, they're for sure floating.
It's like literally pointed out in book 5 that Dementors don't walk or don't run or whatever the exact wording is.
Yeah.
So like you'd think they wouldn't stand.
Yeah, standing was weird.
If you only have a face hole on your head, you're not allowed to have legs. I didn't make the rules. I just know them. It's one of the rules.
Okay, so Harry's like, all right, well, my anxiety was at a 10 out of 10, and now we're at a 15.
There is no scale anymore.
No. We're off the chart.
We have broken the scale.
Through the fucking roof.
Yeah, he has become the avatar of anxiety.
Yes.
Yep. So it's really bad. Harry hears voices. This time, instead of the scream, it's a conversation between his mom and Voldemort. It's
neat. It's real neat.
Hey guys, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause for literally just 1 second.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
That's okay.
Hey, are you leaving? It's okay.
Wow, Mom's gone.
Woohoo! Kids gets around the house. Although she will hear everything that we say.
Yeah, we
so
love
we should only
Christina.
compliment her because she's amazing.
She's amazing. She's killing it.
Wait, shh.
Ooh, getting comf.
Hey, sorry. My friend Alexis was here yesterday. And
tell
she
her I
just
say
left.
hi. Tell her I say hi.
Hi.
She's too far away. It's fine. I'll tell her later.
How dare you?
I have one technical question, and this is not at all related to the chapter itself. This is more to Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
If I change my call nickname,
Wait, I see
do you see it?
Bruno Waslib?
So you do see it. Okay,
yes.
that's good. Okay.
I didn't notice that at all. Oh my god, why is that my favorite joke from this whole series? It's so fucking funny.
It's so good.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so Harry faints, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would.
Probably.
Well, once again, statistically, no, because no one else fainted. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
True.
I get what you're saying.
I'd rather faint than listen to this nightmare of a scene from the deepest recesses of my repressed memories.
What do you think your thing that you would hear when Dementors are all around you would be?
Honestly,
I don't even know.
I'm pretty my life is cushy. I don't know.
Very sheltered. I don't know either.
Honestly, maybe it would be me reading the synopsis of Human Centipede, which I regret doing, or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what mine would be. It would be watching a Serbian film.
Oh.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Oh,
is that
no.
the name of a movie?
I thought you meant any film from Serbia.
Yeah, I was
I
okay.
was like, sure.
I was like,
Wow.
wait, are you racist?
Mine's got really, really weirdly racist here. Okay, let's hear it. Tell me about these Serbs.
One of the most disturbing movies ever created.
Wow.
It's so... Yeah, I'm not even gonna... I know that this podcast is, all swearing and sexual content. A Serbian film is so deeply disturbing that it's too much for this podcast.
Well, thank you for sparing us.
Yeah.
I do have this weird compulsion. My husband really loves scary movies, and I never want to watch them, but I do always read the synopsis. And then he always comes home, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
You guys, it's too early for plugs, okay? Just say
Yeah. I would probably just faint. I would probably remember all the times I've almost fainted in public before. That's what's going to happen to me as I'm fainting from Dementors. I've almost accidentally fainted 5 times in public, and they've all been really traumatic.
Oh my gosh.
I will say mine, but only on the condition that you bleep it out, Christina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that wasn't fun.
I am going to bleep it out, and it's going to be what?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Harry wakes up in the hospital wing. Classic Harry, waking up in the hospital wing.
Yeah, like you do, if you're him.
Like you do, yeah. And then everyone's there. Ron and Hermione and the whole Quidditch team, minus Oliver Wood, are all surrounding him, which I would be like, don't look at me, I'm fainted. What's wrong with you guys? Yeah, it's bad. Harry is like, what's happening? Where am I? He's having what Andrew just described, the post-nap amnesia. He's like, wait, what? How did I get here?
Mine usually isn't caused by a concussion, but,
Yeah.
sometimes.
So Harry learns he fell 50 feet off of his broom, and everyone is like, we all thought you were dead. But then we also learned that Dumbledore slowed his fall. So, like...
I've got a question. Does your version say 50 feet?
I think it does.
It's interesting because that's usually the British version, isn't it?
Yes.
But they would use feet instead of meters.
Yeah, it does say 50 feet. You fell off, said Fred. Must have been what? 50 feet?
The UK uses the imperial system. Empirical system? Imperial system.
They use they use miles, but they don't use... I didn't think they used feet. I know they don't use it.
Oh my god, we've literally already done this on the podcast before.
Gotta look it up.
So fucking annoying. Yeah, you're right, actually. It's their metric except for miles.
Boom!
Which is I think the last time this came up, we were talking about
Ravenclaw.
miles.
Yeah, he has to
Ravenclaw,
prove
who
his
watches a lot of
Ravenclaw.
Top Gear!
Yeah, that's... yeah.
No, it makes no sense. It really makes no sense, but they use the imperial... or they use the metric system, but with miles.
People are like, I love math because it's the same in every country. And it's like, you are full of shit.
Yeah.
How about this? If you really want something to be the same in every country, how about we just like each other a lot more? Just love humans, and then all of a sudden,
Then love is the same in every
You don't have to look for
country.
stupid things like who uses imperial versus metric.
Obviously, metric is the better option. Obviously.
Yeah, that's clear.
On a semi-related note, imperial versus metric, what the fuck is wrong with the wizarding world when it comes to, like, measuring, especially when it comes to money?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why fuck? Okay, you could pick either, like, just like any other currency, it's like one, like, galleon is 100 knuts, but instead it's, like, 2 prime numbers.
It's 17 sickles in a galleon and 29 nuts in a sickle, which is so fucking annoying.
Like 493 knuts to a galleon.
Oh yeah, knuts.
Insane.
Yikes.
And like, they don't teach kids math, so how does anyone ever learn this?
Oh, exactly, yeah. And also, it's like, how does this, like, how is this school even allowed to exist? Like, on that note, like, first of all, don't teach your students basic English or math, which is double ridiculous considering what you just said, that the currency system is completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, student safety seems like just a
it's not a thing.
no one gives 2 shits about student safety.
Nope.
And also, just the name of the school sounds like a euphemism for an STD.
Oh.
Jeez, like, fucking Christ.
I've never thought of that before in my life, but
haven't
that is
either.
exactly what that sounds like.
Yeah, I would not be thrilled if my doctor said I had a case of the Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Oh god, that sounds like
Wow.
something they would tell you, and even though they're not supposed to, they would totally judge you. Like they would look at you and be like, "You got Hogwarts." Explain.
I feel like that's some village in the olden days called chickenpox Hogwarts. You know what I mean?
Oh god.
But no,
Humphrey, my hog has got warts on it again. Oh, Jesus Christ.
She wouldn't judge you for 1 second.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, she would not ask. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, Ernie, you're fucking 13. But like, yeah, I'm not gonna ask questions. I don't care if you had sex or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask questions.
Well, to answer your question, it's because there is no accreditation in the wizarding world. None.
Yeah, like
None
just as
whatsoever.
a general concept.
Even their testing, like owls and shit, I have a feeling it doesn't matter. I have a feeling
Yeah.
like when you get into the real world, just like in our real world, it's all based on like luck and knowing people.
What is it that they say on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Is it the games are made up and the points don't matter?
Yes.
That is your Hogwarts
That's it.
Hogwarts.
academic record.
Yep.
I see that you got a P in
A T for
Glorgensport.
troll.
Yeah,
T for troll. God, you're so dumb.
wait, is it T actually troll or is it terrible, but everyone says troll?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe.
I don't know.
That may be right.
I like troll best.
I like troll
Yeah,
too.
T for troll. Okay, so what? My question is, if Dumbledore slowed Harry's fall, why do people still think he was dead?
I don't know if they thought he had like a literal heart attack in the air,
Oh.
and then he fell.
Because he was like dead weight falling for like no reason. Or maybe he got struck by lightning.
Yeah, true.
I think they would have noticed if he had been struck by lightning.
Honestly, like, Dumbledore has really good reflexes. Do you think Dumbledore was maybe like a little tuned in to Harry's thoughts?
The thing is, if there were 100 Dementors assembled on the Quidditch pitch, like, he probably could tell something bad was going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dumbledore? So he was like on alert?
Yeah.
He was like, Harry's probably going to pass out. He does that. Quickly, someone get some chocolate!
Historically, Harry passes out, okay? He's delicate.
What is Harry going to do? He's going to do the thing that makes my life as inconvenient as possible. He's going to pass out 50 feet in the air. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so in the movie,
Celestial Memento! Like,
yeah, it's
Arresto Momentum, yeah.
It's Arresto Momentum, and my dad has always been kind of a pretentious guy. When I was a kid, he would be like, "Oh, that's real clever, Arresto Momentum, like that's real advanced, like Latin," and he would jump in front of the TV and be like, "Stoppa the Fala!" And my brothers and I thought that was the funniest shit of our lives. We laughed so hard.
Oh my god.
My dad thinks this scene is very funny.
It is weird how, like, Latin and Greek are apparently the only two languages that can create magic. Like,
that's Western. That's Western fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's ancient.
Let's be honest. Do you really think that bitch would have any issue saying that only Latin and Greek in her world? Like, you know how long it took for magic to get to China? Because they didn't speak Latin or Greek? I guarantee you she would make it horrible like that. She just loves to make things that are beautiful horrible.
Oh, yeah. Yep. There is one spell that I discovered recently that was a Swedish word. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Oh, Wadiwasi.
Yeah, Wadiwasi. Another Peeves classic moment.
Yeah. Oh, I love Peeves.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, I mean, Harry doesn't seem to be, like, hurt.
At all.
Yeah, he completely... He glosses over the fact that he almost died and is completely crushed by losing the match.
Yeah, I know. It's like priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he learns that Cedric Diggory caught the snitch and Hufflepuff won the game.
Mm-hmm.
I love the little line where they say Cedric tried to, like, say, no, we need a rematch.
So annoyingly good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the person that you're like, I want to hate you so badly, but you're just...
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
you're
he's so nice.
hard for me right now.
Be a worse person!
Just a true Hufflepuff. So nice.
Yeah, he is like a true Hufflepuff. He goes along to get along. He'll lead when he has to. He'll follow when he has to. And he is pretty annoying in this. Like, he's like a total Gary Sue in this book. He's just like so good at everything, like super nice. But I think in the Goblet of Fire, when we get to know him a little better, we see the different shades of him a little bit more. He's like pretty insecure, and he like, yeah, he has a hard time being brave.
Yeah.
Like brave for bravery's sake, like his own sake. You know what I mean?
It's almost as if that's not one of his defining characteristics.
Yeah, well, it's just I like him better in the next book. He's got some character. That character's got character, and you definitely can't say that about all characters.
So, Cho Chang?
Man, all these seekers just making out with each other.
Because they always be seeking, yo.
That's why Draco's so grumpy. He's like, all the seekers love each other. What about me?
They have a sordid love triangle. Why can't I bake their fourth? And you know he's lusting after Harry, so like...
Yeah.
I think he'd take any one of them.
Draco's like, so guys, just like orgy at my place?
We'll do a little seek and find, if you know what I mean.
We're just testing the waters here. Testing the waters. What are we thinking? Yes? No? Yes?
What are we thinking? Back to my place, a.k.a. the dorm room I share with 4 other boys and one old man disguised as a rat. Okay, so Oliver Wood is still in the showers, depressed as hell, knowing he just knows he can't be mad at Harry, but he like is. He is mad at Harry.
Yeah, they say he's trying to drown himself.
Yeah, which after that kind of a game, I would almost be like, I don't want to take a shower right now. Like, I'm clean. I have been rained on for hours.
I would want to warm up, though. Nice warm shower.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Nothing like a nice warm shower where you can sit down, hug your knees, and cry and think about the future and what it's gonna. Sorry, got a little personal there.
Also, I don't know like how the changing rooms were envisioned when the book was being written, passive voice, but I mean in the films they're kind of like really basic like wooden structures, like kind of like an outdoor bathroom at the beach or something. And so like I don't think I would get warm there. I would want to go like deep into the castle and get warm, you know?
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness, and this is a good thing because they are children, we never saw the shower situation.
Wow, so true. It's probably for the best.
So a good thing.
But we do get some bath time action though.
Great point. It was not out of the realm of possibility.
Wait, Mott's changed his name again. This time it's Percy Weasley in the quest to cure wizard herpes. Why is Percy on that quest?
That's because of book 2.
Well, that's actually.
I was like, what happened to
That's
you?
a very bureaucratic thing to try and achieve. So yeah, I can actually see that. Like Percy's the one who's going to rally support in the
his
lower
mission.
house. He's going to make sure that he's got a coalition that can get it done and get funding approved. Because we all know Fudge isn't going to do that shit on his own. He's rallied the troops. He's got the ministers. He's ready to go. Percy Weasley in the quest to cure wizard herpes. Because if you try and turn your back on your family and go for Voldemort, you might want to try curing herpes. It's a great way.
Fucked over.
People will forgive you really quick. Your family? No problem.
Good lord.
Speaking of the Weasley family, the Fred and George in the hospital wing, they're trying to do the math out loud to figure out like what they need to do to win the House Cup now that they've started out so poorly. Mm-hmm. It comes down to like points. They're like if this team beats this team and this team beats this team, we have to beat this team by 100 points.
Yeah.
To win the House Cup.
I feel like they're taking notes from Oliver Wood on the pep talk situation because this is not great.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to make him feel better and like failing completely.
Guys, I appreciate the effort, but I just need you to know what you're saying is not likely.
This is upsetting me.
We only need to
stop.
beat them by 10 points. It's if we can just score 10 more times than they do, we're set. We're good to go.
Wait, spoiler alert, I think they do it though.
Yeah.
I think this is the year they win the House Cup, because then the next year Oliver Wood is gone and they cancel it, and then I think they cancel it for the rest of the years, honestly. Sixth year they play the Quidditch Cup.
Okay, you said House
Did
Cup.
I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, so annoying. I wish they were called more different things.
Yep.
Because it's still a House Quidditch Cup.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the
Like, this is-
Tri-Wizard Cup is what you mean.
Oh, the Tri-Wizard Cup.
Yes, next year's Cup.
Which is different from the Goblet of Fire. That's so fucking annoying. That is so fucking annoying.
Starting to realize how many cups there are in this universe.
And then the Hufflepuff Cup, the Helga Hufflepuff's cup. Just her dope cup. She's like, my one legacy is
This is a dope cup. Everyone loves my cup. It's my cup.
Wait, that being said, I'm a Hufflepuff and I love cups.
Huffle Cup.
And I have a lot of special cups. I'm drinking out of my one special cup right now. It's color changing. It's not color changed right now because my water's room temperature, but I do love cups.
I do not have a lot of cups.
You don't?
No, I do not drink from cups.
What do you drink from?
Or like mugs. I think the reason is the fact that I don't really drink a whole lot of like warm beverages. So like I usually just drink from either like a plastic bottle or like just a glass.
Okay.
I do want mugs though. I do want more mugs.
Mugs are important.
Listeners,
for
write in and
happiness.
tell us your opinions on mugs
So
and
true.
where they belong in the house and in the series at large.
Wait, Brooke collects mugs. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
She collects mugs from her travels.
Which she does quite frequently, so I would imagine it's an extensive collection.
Yeah, maybe we'll post a picture on the Instagram. Okay, so Madame Pomfrey comes and shoos out the team. They're probably really muddy and gross also.
Yeah.
And so it's just Harry and Ron and Hermione, just like having a little bit of an intimate talk about feelings. Hermione looks very concerned. She's a good friend. She was really worried for Harry. It looks like she was crying, which I get that. She describes how Dumbledore was really angry when the Dementors came onto the pitch. He slowed Harry's fall and brought him up to the school on a stretcher. And they keep saying everyone thought he was dead. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know.
No one in the wizarding world knows how to check a pulse.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes.
They did also put one little thing that I loved reading, which was he made some silver stuff come out of his wand, and it got all the Dementors to go away. Which, like, I know it's the Patronus charm. I know it's the Patronus charm, but, like, come on. You had to word it that way.
This is so fucking sexual. It's just,
I think it actually, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure the wording is actually some silver stuff came out of his wand.
No, it
is. I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm reading, he whirled his wand at the Dementors, shot silver stuff at them.
Even worse.
Yep.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I'm not going to miss my shot.
Oh, good lord.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, great. Oh my god.
I have noticed that Hermione tends to be the bearer of bad news when it's her and Ron have to give Harry bad news kind of a lot, and I've been noticing that it's always Hermione. And I don't know if it's because she takes the lead or because Ron just happens to put all of the emotional labor on her because she's a female and he's been coddled all his life, or if there's something else.
I think what's probably going on is Hermione knows if she tells Ron, you need to tell him this, Ron would say, by the way, your broom was destroyed. Like, he would have no such... He wouldn't be... Which, this whole thing, like, I get he's in a vulnerable state here, but Harry's like, it went into the Whomping Willow. What happened? Like, bro.
It got whomped.
What do you think, you idiot?
Oh my god. I really wanted it to say, it got whomped. I wanted that to be the
whomped.
response. I wanted it to.
Womp,
But I'm sitting here listening to Harry. It's like, and then it flew off. Personally, if it flew off, I'd be like, oh, so it's fucked. But he's like, what happened? Well, it hit the Whomping Willow. What happened?
He's got his post-nap amnesia.
Well, the Whomping Willow doesn't like getting hit. Like, if I'm Hermione, I'm sitting there like, why? You know what happened. Fill in the blank. Why am I having this tone with you? Like, come on. Meet me halfway.
I do like the way that Hermione's dialogue is written when she gets emotional. It's like, and it hit, oh, Harry, it hit the Whomping Willow. I like what she says, oh, Harry, kind of a lot when she's like delivering all the bad news. Wait.
And then what happened?
Oh,
wait, well, it's almost like the way you described that, I didn't need to ask the next question.
You know the Whomping Willow. I also like the detail that Professor Flitwick went to retrieve the pulverized broom, because it's like, I don't know, is it because he's small and he can get under there to pause the tree?
He's great at pickups because he's such a charming guy.
He's such a charming guy.
Oh. That was a pun right there. Woo!
Yeah, I don't know. Why not send someone else?
I mean, why not? You know?
I don't know.
He's the charms professor. He's just going to
Wingardium Leviosa's stick. And,
oh, yeah. Maybe he did charm it unto him.
Flish and switch, or switch and flick.
Give her the old switch and flick.
My girlfriend loves the old swish and flick. My go-to thing. Andrew, you haven't had a girlfriend in years. Yeah, swish and flick does not work. It's
doesn't work.
Swish and flick.
No one...
I had to get my wand.
Ooh. Oh, I have an Elder Wand, too.
Mats, I'm going to tell you now. You're young. You can't pull your wand out on live stream, okay? It's not okay. You have to ask consent.
That's an Elder Wand right there. Yeah, so Hermione dumps the broom out on his bed. My use of the word dump there, it's because it was in a million tiny pieces.
Yeah, and is it still structurally a broom? I think it's just wood chips at this point. Like,
yeah.
Oh, like Boo's door at the end of Monsters, Inc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that just came to me. Yeah, so you know who else is so sad? Harry. Harry's really sad. Harry had a bad day. And this is the end of the chapter, and that's like so depressing.
And on that note...
Yeah.
R.I.P. Nimbus 2000.
Yeah. Well, it's so 2000 and late, so it's time for a new one.
True.
You need a broom that's... What is it? 3008. I don't remember. Wait, what song am I even singing? Is that Fergalicious?
I think it's Fergalicious.
Yeah. I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 late.
Yeah, yep, okay, yeah, they crushed it.
Fergalicious. My body is I can't
Tell me
remember.
more about your body. Carry
Fergie
on.
was the one telling you about her body. I was simply paraphrasing it in a horribly inaccurate way. It's something. I'm all up in the gym just working on my fitness. He's a witness, I think is the next line.
Oh yeah, he is a witness.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Quality.
Does anyone have any other thoughts about grim defeat?
I have two major pieces of criticism for this chapter. One is a serious lack of Lee Jordan commentary.
Yes. Do you think he was commentating?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
And like
but
maybe
it was just
the people in the stands could hear him, maybe?
Yeah.
Does the magical microphone not have a volume selector?
Sonorous.
Well, no, he actually has a microphone.
I know, but you could even sonorous it even more.
Sonorosity.
Yeah, just sonorous the hell out of that bad boy.
What's your second?
Yeah, my second is, and this really applies to the rest of the book, and I think, pretty much just the rest of the series, is I wish there was more Gilderoy Lockhart in this chapter. He would have made it better. I mean, like, he could have saved any situation. We know Lockhart.
Lockhart could have done some damage in this scene.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Lockhart would totally have just given Harry to the Dementors, right? Like, they're law officers. They're going to help him. Take them away, boys!
They're not law officers!
Don't worry, Headmaster. I gave the young Harry to the Dementors over there. They seem to be having a great time.
Oh.
I'm trying to picture Gilderoy Lockhart trying to cast a Patronus. I don't really know how that would have.
It's just a picture of himself.
Yeah.
Literally,
It's not an animal, it's a mirror. And he just, like, stares at it like, oh, wow.
I've had the same. I had the same thought when I wrote down in my notes what would Gilderoy Lockhart's Patronus be. That was my answer for the question. Was just himself.
Honestly, I think Lockhart's... I'm trying to think of, like, what is the most conceited animal, and I'm like, a house cat?
It's like a
Maybe a
really
house cat.
fluffy cat. Like one of those,
Yeah.
like, small...
A poof.
Yeah, a real... Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. They're called long hair cats.
I'm picturing like a peacock. I don't know why.
Ooh.
Like just
Oh,
really
that's a good
flashy.
Yeah, peacock.
With like feathers that cover that are like 60% of the body.
Mhm.
So he's like very little substance, very like mostly just like
Feathers.
outwardly like flash.
Wow. And he does like to wear all his different colored cloaks.
Yes.
Well,
True,
and his
true,
special
true.
quill for signing important things is a
Yeah.
peacock quill.
All right,
Is
Lockhart.
it peacock quill?
Lockhart is... Yeah, it is a peacock
Yeah.
quill. Lockhart is totally a peacock. He took that peacock quill from his peacock Patronus. Their relationship has never been the same since.
It was donated willingly, okay? Just like Fox donated the feathers willingly, the peafowl did too.
Well, Fox eventually always doesn't need his feathers again, you know what I mean?
That's true. He's not that attached.
Yeah. He just burns through them, you know, but luckily
He burns through them so quickly. God damn it. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, I mean, things do feel grim right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But the next chapter is called The Marauders Map, and so it's about to get fun again.
Yeah.
Yay!
Cool. Are we ready to move on to some plugs?
Plug it in, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew,
I'm
will
never
you go
saying
first?
that again. I'm sorry. That
Wow.
was.
Plug it in, baby.
It's
Oh.
offensive.
How did I turn? Oh God. Okay.
Plug me, baby.
Plug me. Say that you.
wait, that's genius.
Wow.
Anyways, I'm gonna do a little behind the curtain here, listeners. I recorded my last plug like mere days ago, and I have not had time to really think of one. So the first thing that comes to mind is everyone should listen to the comedy of Kyle Kinane, because this is a terribly depressing chapter to go over. So put on Whiskey Icarus and just have some fun. Just enjoy it.
Cool.
Nice. Grace, what about you?
I am really excited about my plug today. It's a book by V.E. Schwab called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This book came out back in October, so I think. So if you haven't read it yet, I'm here to tell you it's very good. basically, we start out with our main character, Adeline, in 1700s France, and she's not cool with the trajectory of her life, and there's this sort of refrain throughout the book, but especially at the beginning, that goes, "Never pray to the gods that answer after dark." So, what does she do? She does that. And Adeline makes a deal with darkness to change her fate. Calamity ensues.
Oh my god, that's so dope.
It's so good, man. So I don't want to give too much away, but it's just got a lot of cool stuff going on. Historical fiction, obviously fantasy, cool magic system, a little sprinkle of romance, and a Faustian bargain. Need I say more? So yeah, it was very good. I finished it last week, and nobody else around me has read it, and I can't talk about it.
I'm gonna read it soon.
Please read it so that we can talk about it.
I'm gonna read it soon. I'm really excited.
It's really good. So, yeah, that's it. Someone stop me. Okay.
Mats, what about you? What do you got to plug?
Yeah, so those who are in the Moving On Crew Discord will know that recently I rewatched the play Puffs, which is a Harry Potter parody. Like, it takes the events from the series, like the main Harry Potter series, but it's told from the perspective of the Hufflepuffs.
The Puffs!
But it's, because it's a parody and not like an official, like, production or anything, they don't have the rights to the names of the characters, so there are some really funny, like, replacements for the, like, names of the characters and stuff. So it's like Hogwarts is a certain school for magic and magic, and the houses are Brave, Smarts, Snakes, and Puffs.
Snakes and Puffs. I love that.
And yeah, I can't really talk about it a whole lot without like spoiling it, but I do just want to say that when I was watching it last night, I was laughing pretty much the entire way through. It's genuinely hilarious, and if you're to anyone in this call and anyone who's listening to this episode, I do genuinely think that if you enjoy this episode, I think you'll probably enjoy Puffs as well.
Nice.
Yeah, we're definitely going to cover that eventually on the podcast. I'm so excited.
Yes.
That Discord group, that sounds pretty cool. Christina, how would you get in that Discord group? Is there any way you can do that?
I have to hook it up to our Patreon account. You have to become a patron on Patreon.
Oh, okay.
But I need to take steps though, so maybe that'll be done when this episode comes out.
I tossed that to you so beautifully. Oh God!
I need Charlie to help me. Charlie's my Discord guru. Charlie, this is a test.
My Twitter and my Instagram handles are m.fur, M-D-O-T-F-U-R.
I love it.
Definitely a Hamilton reference. I just want to... Yeah. And I don't think I'm on anywhere else. And also, yeah, I just want to go back to what you said and say that Charlie is amazing. And
love you, Charlie.
I love them so much.
I agree. And, well, we got some... Wait, when does this come out? Oh my god, hold on.
Ooh, is Tina about to break the news?
Yeah, for those who don't know, Charlie is a co-host of one of Movie Night Crew Network's newest upcoming podcasts, Of the Eldest Gods, which is a Percy Jackson podcast. So definitely look out for that. And there may even be a trailer for it at the end of this episode. I'm like trying to do so much math in my head. I'm like, what is happening? I've been your host, Christina, and you can follow me on Instagram at Your Girl of the World, and you can follow me on Twitter at Christina Kann. That's my name. And this week I'm going to plug Pokémon Sword, which is a game that I've been playing on my Nintendo Switch. Ever since it came out, I've been playing it for a really long time. I took like a year-long break because it is just Pokemon fights for hours and hours and hours. But it's fun. If that is something that you like, doing Pokemon fights over and over, it's pretty, you don't have to pay a whole lot of attention. You just get like some dope, cute Pokemon. You can fight some dope, cute people. And I enjoy it. It's very zen and very fun. And that is the end of my plug.
Great. Sounds cool.
Also, check out some other cool Movie Night Crew Network podcasts. And like the following one for which there's a trailer right now, I'm sure.
Listen, we didn't want to be half-bloods.
If you're listening to this because you think you might be one, our advice, stop listening to this podcast right now.
Percy Jackson had the right idea when he told people to stop reading the books detailing his adventures as a half-blood.
But we didn't listen to his warnings.
And that's why we started this podcast of the Eldest Gods, where we read books written by Rick Riordan and talk about how they affected us as kids and continue to as semi-adults. You can find us every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you think we fooled them for a second there?
Gods, I hope not.
Bring on the monsters. We're making a podcast!
That was a great trailer, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, I loved it.
Same.
Amazing.
It was so good.
I'm so hyped right now.
Yeah. Hype is over 9,000.
Wait, that was cute. That's how I'm going to sync the audio in this podcast.
Amazing.
Wow. Moz, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. It was so much fun.
Thank you, Mots. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.
Or should we say Percy Weasley in the quest to cure wizard herpes, which is what your Zoom name is right now.
Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but you know, it's my real given name.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Herpes are a mouthful. All right, I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up.
I really hope herpes are not a mouthful. That is just terrible imagery. I didn't need that in my life.
All right.
Thanks.
Pump the brakes. Okay, great. Next chapter will be less depressing, I promise. But for now, thoughts and prayers for your boy Harry. He's having a hard week.
Thoughts and prayers.
All right, well, until next time, get out of the rain. Why the fuck are you guys all just sitting in the pouring rain for a sport that you can just reschedule? You only need like 6 or 7 Quidditch games in a year, and there's so many weekends. Just like do it differently. Bye.
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 The Restricted Section was created and hosted by me, Christina Kann, based on the book series by J.K. Rowling. All music by Ryan Kahn. Logo by Michael Hardison. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at RestrictedSectionPod or shoot us an email at restrictedsectionpod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts, feelings, complaints, conspiracy theories, or lavish praise. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
You're familiar with our brand.
Swearing and talking about sex for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just the whole time.
Yeah.
That's the brand.
When it's shoved in your face like that, it almost sounds insulting, but yes, that is us.
That is quite right. That's what sets us apart.
And sometimes we talk about Harry Potter. But not too much. Not too much. Gets in the way of the sex and the cursing. And the sexy cursing.